Hello, welcome to Wall Street Pier 11. It is just before 9 a.m. on a Sunday morning, which is when the first ferries of the day leave. So I'm getting the first Rockaway ferry of the day out to the Rockaways to go explore New York's forgotten subway line. But first, we're going to do a little diversion to New York City's weirdest neighborhood. So here's some history, and I'll see you on the way to New York City's weirdest neighborhood. As we enjoy the views on the ferry to the Rockaways, let's talk a bit about the history of both the Rockaway line and New York City's weirdest neighborhood, Breezy Point. The history of the Rockaway line dates back to 1869, when the South Side Railroad of Long Island built a branch line from their main line at Valley Stream south to Lawrence. This line reached the Rockaways nearby the current Beach 25th Street station in 1872. The line was extended down the Rockaway Peninsula sometime during the 1870s or 80s, but sources vary on the exact date. This line, while incredibly popular with wealthy New Yorkers going on vacation to the Rockaways, took a very indirect route, avoiding Jamaica Bay entirely. The solution to this? Well, according to the newly incorporated New York Woodhaven and Rockaway Railroad, the answer was just build a trestle across the bay. Various plans were put forward, including weirdly a route from Greenpoint in Brooklyn, but the final route, which connected to the Lower Montauk branch at Glendale, was constructed and opened in August of 1880. The 1880s and 90s saw this line explode in popularity, and in July of 1887, the LIRR bought the line out. Later that same year, the Hamels Y was built, connecting the old Far Rockaway branch to the new Rockaway Beach branch, allowing direct trains from Long Island City to either Far Rockaway or Rockaway Park. In 1898, the Rockaways, which had just joined New York City, received new direct rail service to a new borough. The Brooklyn Elevator Railroad, precursor to the BMT, started running trains directly to the Rockaways from downtown Brooklyn. In 1904, the Rockaway Beach branch officially became part of the LIRR, and it became their first electrified service. In preparation for the 1910 opening of Penn Station, a connection was built linking Rockaway trains directly to the LIRR main line, and on September 8, 1910, the first train ran directly from Manhattan to the Rockaways. The line continued to thrive in the 1910s, 20s, and even 30s, with modernization and grade separation occurring in the early 1940s. In 1947, the line saw 68 trains per day, and even as American railroads at large began to falter, this line showed no signs of slowing down. However, the trestle across Jamaica Bay was getting old and had in the past had a tendency to catch on fire, though so far all of these had been fairly minor. However, on the night of May 7, 1950, a fire broke out at the Ront, a small train stop serving a fishing community in the middle of Jamaica Bay. The fire burned throughout the night, and when it was put out on the morning of May 8th, the line was ruined. The loss of this line, combined with two devastating crashes that same year, plunged the LIRR deep into financial trouble, and the Rockaway Beach branch's fate seemed doomed. The trestle slowly rotted in Jamaica Bay, a relic of the powerhouse it once was. However, in June of 1952, the line's fate changed massively. The New York City Transit Authority, precursor to the MTA, bought the line for subway use. Subway conversion began in 1955, and on June 28, 1956, just over 6 years since that devastating fire, the line reopened. Since then, it has been a vital link to the Rockaways, developing the peninsula massively. Even after Hurricane Sandy nearly destroyed the whole line, the MTA rebuilt it in less than a year. In fact, as this video is being published, the line is currently closed for preventative storm work, so hopefully this vital connection will remain in place for decades to come. In the end, subway service has changed the Rockaway Peninsula forever. Mostly. You see, on the very western edge of the peninsula is a small neighborhood called Breezy Point. Since 1960, when it was bought out by a private company, it has acted as a relic of mid-20th century suburbs, stuck in New York City. Essentially, it's a private community that isn't entirely private, but also very, very insular, but it also has no transit, which is very weird. So yeah, let's go explore New York City's weirdest neighborhood, but since there's no transit, I have to get there on a 1.5 mile walk from the nearest transit stop. So I'll see you at the Beach 169th Street Loop in Roxbury. Thank you. Alright, this is the Beach 169th Street Loop. It is not impressive at all. So yeah, if you're not from New York, you're like, why is this stupid idiot foaming over bus loops. Basically, New York doesn't have many bus loops or much bus infrastructure at all. This only exists so the Q35 can serve here, loop around, then go on the bridge. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And also is shown very gregariously on the Q35 map. Alright, why are we here? To go to New York City's weird native neighborhood. Enough yapping time for the mile and a half walk that way. Alright, hello, I just entered Breezy Point. So, there were some very scary signs there saying no trespassing. So, despite the fact that I'm walking, I walked past the booth and I said, hey, do I need to check in even if I'm walking? And they said, no, but you can't go on any side roads. And I said, what, really? And they said, yeah, all the side roads are private property. That is insane. So the only place you can go is on the main road and to the strip mall, which has the pizza place in it. I think the main road does eventually lead you to like a beach or something, but that is crazy. And also, why are there bus stops? And why are there buses? I thought this area had no transit. Does it have a bus system? So, I actually found out the answer to this as I was leaving Breezy Point. I asked the people in the booth, and turns out Breezy Point does have its own bus system, but it is only for residents, and only runs weekdays, and only runs to the Jacob Breeze Park. Like, it doesn't even run to the subway. So, they do have their own bus system, but it is not very useful and also private, and therefore this is still the only neighborhood in New York City without transit. Is it public? I doubt it. This is just insane. I've never actually been in a gated community before. And this is just so weird that it's in New York City. Also, it's just so, like, it feels like a suburb. There are bike-free zone signs everywhere. It's just so weird. Like, this is just a strip mall, but apparently if you go past the strip mall or if you go onto side roads, it's private. I feel like that is illegal, but, yeah, this is very weird. Alright, let's go and try and find this pizza place, which should be opening soon. Okay, so after that diversion to Breezy Point, I walked back to Roxbury and got on the Q22 at the Beach 169th Street Loop. I then took it to Beach 36th Street on the other side of the Rockaway Peninsula in Arvern. But this video is mainly focused on the Rockaway shuttle, so why did I go all the way to Beach 36? Well, because it's a really, really weird station. On one side, you have the pretty dense neighborhood of Arvern, but on the other side, you have an empty field and then the ocean. Now, subway stations tend to not serve empty fields, and indeed, this used to be the hotspot of Rockaway resorts. As you heard in the history section, up until the 1950s, this is where wealthy New Yorkers would come on vacation, but with the advent of jet planes, many resorts fell into disrepair. So in a classic moment of, wah, I hate everything, Robert Moses demolished these resorts, making the empty lots that still persist to this day. A classic, very sad story caused by Robert Moses being a stupid idiot, but it did make Beach 36 a weird and unique station. Then, to get to the main focus of this video, the Rockaway shuttle, 9 minutes in, I took the A train to Beach 67th, and then I hopped on Circuit. Now, if you don't know about Circuit, go watch my video on their New Rochelle service, but essentially, they're a tech bro company that tries to run a microtransit service. The result is, not good. The app was very glitchy, as always. The wait time dropped from 27 minutes to 31 to 7 to 14, and the vehicle was just a car. An electric car, yes, but just a car. So yeah, after that very, very silly diversion, I made it to New York's least used subway station, Beach 105th Street, where we can finally start exploring the Rockaway shuttle. So, I was going to reload my Omnicard here, but I think the student card is one more tap. It does. Nice. Because the next train to Beach 116 is in 1 minute. So, the station house is nice. Normal. I hear it coming. Okay, let's get it up here. Both platforms are the same, so we'll only review this one. It said 1 minute on the trans app. Yeah, okay, see? 1 minute. Okay. Beach 105th. It is, so this and Broad Channel always swap off least used station, but this is more least used always, because Broad Channel, you transfer to the shuttle there. So, and the rider does count transfers. Yeah, it's a nice station, basic platform, but it's mostly not fully covered, which is fine. Yeah, it's basically just a basic station that happens to have a cool ridership feature. This train is now 0 minutes away and I don't see it, which makes me worried that I may have missed it and it's running early. Let's hope it comes. Alright, so yeah, Beach 1 of 5th Street. Just an average elevated New York City subway station. For the least useness, just because that's cool, I'm going to give an extra point. So let's say the average New York City subway elevated station gets maybe a 6, and this will get a 7. Although actually, it isn't accessible, so I'm going to take away a point. So this gets a 6 out of 10. I see my train coming. I've officially contributed to the run there at Beach 105th Street, Seaside, the least used station on the New York City subway. And here comes my train. Yes, I did use a student card, but that still counts. Still counts, trust. Alright, so Beach 1 and 5th Street gets a 6 out of 10. Here comes the train. Hello, we are at Rockaway Park, Beach 116th Street. This station looks nothing like a normal New York City subway station. It almost looks a little bit like Wimbledon Station in London. Or, in a way, like Portsmouth Harbor Station. Like, you have this way down. That looks a lot like it. But, of course, there'd be a ferry here, not just a station house. I think it's very cool. It looks very much not like a subway station, as you could glean from my example. It looks kind of British. There are yards on both sides. R179, there are a bunch of work trains, and also 3 R211s for some reason on this side. This is open, so that seemed like a safety issue. I'm not going to do it because I'm not a foamer, but I mean, like, you can get some cool pictures through here. This is the station building I'm talking about. So, if you know New York City subway stations, you know that station buildings are not actually all that common, especially not ones. Okay, the store as big as this. There's the transit police precinct. There's the old vintage next train sign. There's the broad. I don't know why it says broad channel spur, but it does. Now, there's also a cafe in here, which is nice to have. But it's just a big and cavernous space, which is not something you often find in New York City station buildings. Then we exit the station to reach Beach 116th Street, which is actually fairly big. This is the terminus of the Q53, which goes all the way to Woodside. That is a long ass ride, and I will not be doing that. Although the A train is going to be shut down, so people may have to do that, which would not be good. You can see that the S will run along the whole route. So yeah, overall, very cool station. I think solely because of the station buildings, like coolness and like all the architectural details. Rockaway Park, Beach 116th Street I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I think the only thing that could be improved is the service, which is not the fault of the station, hence why it's only 1 point off. Because I feel like only having 8 peak hour A trains that run through. Because if you see, well, this is not a good map. You can see normally the A runs to here 8 times a day. I feel like they might want to do more than that, but the A train already branches, so I get how that's hard. And the shuttle does work fine. So now I'm gonna refill my Omni card, this is like the weirdest place to do it. I did want to do it at Beach 1 to 5, but I didn't have time, so I'm going to do it here, and then we'll go tap on. So after leaving Beach 116th Street, I took the Rockaway shuttle down to Beach 90th Street, which is signed as Beach 90th Street, Holland. Not sure exactly why. Is that in reference to the most populous part of the Netherlands? Maybe. I don't know. It's basically your bog standard New York City subway elevated station. The 3 intermediate stations, Beach 90, Beach 98, and Beach 105, are pretty much all the same style of normal New York City elevated station. However, they are very far out there, and also the type of viaduct they're raised up on. It's a massive concrete viaduct, which is somewhat rare because most New York City subway viaducts are just, the classic metal green thing over street. So yeah, Beach 9 and 90th Street does not have much going for it. It's just kind of an average station. So Beach 90th gets a 6 out of 10, and now a foam shot, and I'll see you at Beach 98th Street. Right. So, you can see from here. Basically, this is a carbon copy of Beach 90. A one-sided shelter part. It's on the other side, but the shuttles just stop in it, which is good. That does, of course, make sense, because it means you can wait for your train under the shelter. The platforms are like really the exact same. That sign is broken. Yeah, I've seen a lot more broken signs here than like anywhere else on the system. I don't know why that is, because I've been to a lot of this system and I've never seen such a concentration of broken signs. Station house is like a carbon copy. Rockaway line poster, weird like glass. Beach 2 blocks, station booth, metro card and omni machines, turnstiles. It's like a carbon copy, and we're on the same concrete viaduct as we always are. Now we'll head to the Manhattan bound side, and our train should be in, I think, a couple minutes. Ooh, wow, 2 planes approaching JFK at the same time. It's like, yeah, 5 minutes. Can someone tell me why it says Broad Channel Spur instead of just Broad Channel? I don't know why. It's odd. All right, 5 minutes. Yeah, Beach 98, carbon copy of Beach 90th. Like, in every way. There's a bit more housing around here, but that doesn't really change the score at all. So, Beach 98 is going to get a 6 out of 10. Yeah, all right, I'll see you on the train to Broad Channel. All right, we are 17 minutes into the video, and we're getting to the cool part now. So, to get from the Rockaways to Queens, of course, the trains use a trestle over Jamaica Bay. But it's not just one trestle, it's 2. The first one, which is playing now, is the South Channel Bridge, which both Rockaway Shuttle and A trains use to get from Hamels Y up to Broad Channel Station, which is on an island that has its own subway station. Yes, that's very cool. Then from there, A trains continue up into Queens on the North Channel Bridge, which is the much longer trestle and the one that burnt down in 1950. And riding it is just an incredible experience. There's a clip up now. It is truly one of the most amazing places on the entire subway system. Unfortunately, it's closed down until May. So if you want to ride it, you'll have to wait until May. But it's really amazing, and it feels all like you're gliding along the top of the water. So yeah, enough yapping. Enjoy these cool view shots, and I'll see you at Howard Beach. Alright, so as you can see from this time-lapse, my silly way of getting back was taking the air train through the airport, around and up to Jamaica, and then the LIRR back to Manhattan. So, I think the Rockaway line is so cool, as is evidenced by the fact that this video is 19 minutes long. But it's really cool, and you should go and ride it if you're in New York City once it reopens in May, or even now, and get the cool like southern leg of the Hamels Y that they're currently running shuttle trains on. So yeah, that was the Rockaway line. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the longer than normal video, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.